Hello, how you doing? How is everybody? Well, the stream hasn't started yet. Just watching a DIY. Man, I gotta get a haircut. Decided to grow a little bit of a beard. See if that works out for me. Anyway. Oh, I like. Thank you. Look at what I just got. And I turned it into cooking pan. It's a Halloween cooking pan. I'm gonna use it as a less than lethal target. Pa-pow, pa-pow. I'm gonna shoot at this one. I did my, my gouge wire and my regular. Oh. Okay. 3 likes. I love that. Oh, how you doing? Did you finally get your spear? I looked at the same spear on eBay. Inflation has really brought up the price since I paid for it. There is one on Amazon that's similar to it, but it's not the same one. You can find spears like that on Amazon and eBay. There's one on Amazon that's about $30, so that's similar to it. You know? How you been doing? You know what you should get? You should get yourself one of these. Shoot steel ball bearings and bolts. These are a lot of fun. It's got a built-in magazine. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's got a really good crossbow scope. You should get one. It's a 90-pound draw. It's got a maximum range of like 50 yards. It'll do the trick. And speaking of fitness, I have just been, doing some stomach exercises, some gut exercises, because I'm realizing I've let myself go a little bit, and I take responsibility for that. You know what I mean? I've been eating bad foods. I've been, I've been off the wagon a little bit, and I need to get back to the exercise game, and I have been. Tonight, I've been doing nothing but sit-ups, crunches, I did 2 sets of sit-ups. I'm a little bit, I'm sweaty a little bit. Decided to grow a beard out a little bit, see if it works again. Usually it comes out very patchy. Amen, brother. I do know the story of Jesus. I'm a Christian. I believe that God died for my sins at Calvary on the cross. You're on a Christian channel, brother. Not perfect, mind you. I fall short just like every other believer, but I believe. I believe I'm saved by grace. God bless you, brother. You're welcome on this stream. This is a Christian stream. It's also an outdoor stream. It's a hobbyist kind of stream. If you like crossbows and air guns and blades and slingshots, you've come to the right place. And if you love God, you've also come to the right place, brother. You could say that. That being said, you should get yourself one of these, brother. Or I would suggest, okay, there's a new repeating crossbow on the market. And I'm suggesting this. A friend of mine actually took me up on this one. Thank you, my friend. Love God. I'm very happy. You're my son. Thank you, brother. I'm not a perfect Christian, mind you. I've fallen short of the glory of God, but I always ask for forgiveness of my sins. You know, but no Christian is perfect. No man is perfect. Only Jesus was perfect. But I believe he died for my sins and we're saved by grace. You know. Anyway, getting back to basically getting back to what I was saying. What's up, Joseph? How you doing, buddy? How you doing? How you doing? Okay, I want to say this. Okay, I know I'm talking about late because I've been working out. Well, I've been trying to get the gut down, and I've done like 2 sets of sit-ups tonight, and then I did like 2 sets of crunches, different kinds of crunches, by the way, like slide crunches, then up and down crunches. You know what I mean? Good for you, Joseph. You're always welcome here, brother. You know, thank you for your service, Joseph. You know, Halloween's over. And yes, I did celebrate Halloween. Yeah, I did. But I don't, you know, I'm not trying to basically do anything negative with it. I just want to have a little party because I have fond childhood memories of Halloween parties when I was a kid. So it was nice to create some new memories. I have a new less than lethal air gun target. It's basically it's a Halloween baking pan. Nice and thick too, by the way. I put some, I hammered some holes into them and put some gouge wire, just like I always do. You know, so I can set it up when I'm shooting it. But it's perfect for shooting. I could probably shoot it with this. I got some steel ball bearings left. I do. I got some steel ball bearings left. I could shoot it with this bad boy. You know? This thing has a maximum range of 50 yards. It's only like 90-pound draw, pretty much. So it's pretty good. It's only good. It's only got a 90-pound draw, but it's also got a very good range on it. You know. But it's very heavy to hold. Most of it's steel. Well, it's a hybrid urban redneck. It shoots. It's got a built-in magazine that shoots like, you know, basically steel ball bearings. It also can shoot like fletchless bolts at like 50 yards. It can shoot steel ball bearings at 50 yards. Now, if you want to get something like this, I would suggest the repeating version, which is basically the sling hammer. It's basically a repeating, but shoots like 12 millimeter steel ball. It's got a built-in magazine like this, except it's like a repeating crossbow. Oh, but there is a crossbow that I would suggest to everybody. It's a new crossbow that's out, and it's pretty good for the money. It's only around $300. It's a crossbow made by the same company that made this crossbow, by the way. Awesome, Airgun Johnny. It's pretty much the same crossbow that this one that same company, I would say the same company that made this, but so much better in the sense that it's a pistol crossbow that is very powerful. By the way, it's because it's a compound crossbow, and it shoots multiple bolts. By the way, it's got a open it's got like a open magazine on the top, and it's types of bolts, the razor heads, and the regular practice bolts. But these bolts have very powerful. They have a maximum range of it has a maximum range of 50 yards, and you can shoot more than one shot. DK Spencer took my advice when we were talking on Instagram. He got himself a mini striker, and that's the name of the crossbow by Matt. It's by William Tell Archery. That's the company that makes it. It's called the Mini Striker. Now, I love the Steamboat Stinger AR6, without a doubt. But the Mini Striker has a lot of advantages over the Steamboat Stinger AR6. Number one, you got greater range and greater power. I mean, it'll hit harder. And you still have that basically, and you also have basically, it's an open magazine, but you still got a magazine full of bolts, so you have more than one shot, still just like a Steamboat, except, and the bolts are bigger, so they'll go in deeper with basically the Mini Striker, So I would suggest going to William Tell Archery. That's the name of the company. They have a website, and looking up the Mini Striker. Oh man. Exactly. And they've also been tested on bulletproof vests. The Mini Striker goes right through a bulletproof vest, by the way. Now the Mini Striker is basically a small package that packs a big punch. And you can't beat that for the price. I'm talking like it's very compact, right? Easy to carry. You could put this in a backpack. You could put this in your vehicle, and it could just basically be ready to go. Just pull basically the spanner, right? Click, pull back, and you got it. I mean, the Mini Striker is, I still love the Steamboat Stinger, and the Steamboat Stinger is very good for indoor, so like if you're shooting indoors, but the Mini Striker is good when you're out in the open, like let's say, you have to defend yourself in like in an open environment. The Mini Striker has the range and the power to basically has the takedown power to basically say you better back off. Man. It's a multiple shot crossbow, I can tell you that. Now, personally, I like projectile weapons, okay? And I'm always looking for alternative means of self-defense, and the Mini Striker really is good. I don't know who you are, but if you show me any disrespect, you're gone, buddy. My moderators will take care of you. Just remember that rule. No disrespect. I don't tell. So true, Joseph. I never seen that one. Oh, cool, Nancy. But the Mini Striker is one of the best pistol crossbows on the market in the sense for self-defense and hunting. I mean, you can't beat it because it's got that mold. It has, it can shoot multiple bolts. It's got a built-in magazine that shoots multiple bolts. How you doing, Nancy? It is, Urban Redneck. I would say get yourself a Mini Striker. That's one of the best pistol crossbows, like repeating crystal crossbows that you can have on the market these days. It's got the power. It's got the range. It's a repeating crossbow. It's a pistol crossbow, so it's compact. It's got a lot of power in a little package. It's perfect if you basically have to take it in your car or anything, you know. It's that perfect. I wouldn't say it's perfect. No weapon is perfect when it comes to, but it's good for self-defense, you know. It's good alternative when you live in a country where, let's say, or if you're a felon and you can't get a firearm, this is a perfect weapon because it's repeating crossbow. It's got the distance. You gotta go. To my moderators, Leela Youngbar, Joseph, can you take care of Leela Youngbar? You gotta go. You broke the rules. You gotta go. Joseph, you're a moderator. Could you help me? Remove Leela Youngbar. That's a breaking of the rules. Awesome, Joseph. Thank you, Joseph. Sorry, kid, but you can't come in here. Well, if you just came into the stream, please hit that like button. You know? Thank you. Anyway, the point is the mini striker. I mean, I suggested it to my good buddy DK Spencer. Now, you got to check out his channel. He does a lot of like less than lethal stuff. He really does modify. He makes his own less than lethal ammunition. But he's really taken to the mini striker. He's really impressed with it. And I'm the one that suggested the mini striker to him, you know. So I would suggest DK Spencer's channel, and I'd also suggest Joseph Bishop's channel. Now, as you know, let's get back to the main point, I guess. I have kind of let myself go a little bit, and I've gained some weight again. And I'm trying to get back on the wagon, and I've been working out and doing what I have to do. Very good stuff, but you have not seen. If you think the Vlad and the Redback are awesome, you have not seen the mini striker, dude. The mini striker just blows it out of the water. You know, it's new technology. It's affordable. Well, if I'm so scary to you, you can go. Sounds tasty. I don't like pork that much, but if it was beef, I like it. I do like meatballs, though. I like beef meatballs, you know. Joseph, can you handle this? Thank you. See, I don't tolerate that disrespect. So the mini striker just blows it out of the water. Okay, I'm saying that yes, there is. Yes, the steamboat, very good, very good. But there's new products on the market. There's another one called the X-bow, I think it is. It shoots steel ball bearings and bolts. It's very similar to the sling hammer. In a lot of ways, it can, you know. So I've seen that on YouTube, you know. I'm looking at the but basically what I'm seeing, and I don't want to repeat myself, but what I'm seeing with the mini striker is basically greater power, greater range, and you can't beat that. You know. And it's a repeating crossbow, so it's got all that in a bag of chips. So if you're interested in the mini striker, go to William Tell Archery. They have a website. Just look it up, do a search for it. I think you'll find it. William Tell Archery, and that's an American company. You can order one today. um, yeah. 4 likes. That's awesome. That being said, any questions? Any questions? Um, today on Odyssey, I got a comment on one of my videos. On Odyssey, they don't have like the censorship they do on YouTube. And you got this leftist saying, well, this guy that called himself, basically religion is a brain disease. That's what he's calling himself. And he saying that I'm a little bit tubby. Yeah, I'll admit it. But I'm trying to work on that. And he's like saying, oh, I'm a redneck. Screw him. He's like, kind of like in that comment. I was like, it's like, that's a gun range, right? I hear gunshots. Well, it's like he doesn't know is like, it's both. I mean, one side is an archery range, the other side's a gun range, and like on my video, it's like idiot, I was on the archery range side, so. I would say at 80 pounds per pressure. The best would be probably 90 pounds per pressure. With an arrow, it doesn't matter. It depends on what your bolts are. I would say the best type of bolts to be using, 80 to 90 pounds per pressure. For, let's say maybe about 30 yards, 20 to 30 yards, which is basically the maximum you probably could get for a steam bow, Stinger AR6, is like 20 to 30 yards. I would say the best types of arrow bolts to be using are broadheads and bodkins. Bodkins, I would have a combination of broadheads and bodkins in your magazine. Bodkins can penetrate thick leather jackets or it's armor and skulls, and of course broadheads can cause a lot of internal bleeding. So that's you should ask for one. Well, I never ask for anything, Johnny. I mean, I buy it myself. I earn it and I get it. That's how it works. I try to basically be, like you basically earn what you get. You pay your dues and you get one. That's how my philosophy is. I'm not going to ask for one. I'm not going to I don't look for handouts and nothing like that. Man. Well, yes, I have cheated on my diet and I've gained some weight, and I'm trying to get back on the wagon and do a little bit more working out. I decided to. I've been using these for basically after dinners, appetite suppressant. And of course, when I'm working out, I'm using these fat burners. It depends. If you go to Steambow, you'll get the carbon fiber ones. Sometimes you gotta modify the bolts. Sometimes with more lighter bolts, you can modify them. I've seen it done where you can put like a thicker aluminum tube inside of them. You have to take out, you have to basically modify them. And you put that in there with some epoxy, and then you put some like maybe a nail, and it improves with the weight, and it's more stronger now, and it's got greater weight, and it'll just go in a little bit deeper. Like I always say, don't use regular bolts. Use broadheads or bodkins. I would say if if you got bodkins with a steamboat stinger, even a regular bolt I've seen, like, can go through the skull with a steamboat stinger, like a 90-pound limb from a steamboat stinger AR-6. But I would say the best types for that type of thing is bodkins. Bodkins are about, they're kind of like hexagonal, and you can get them on Steamboat. I mean, you can get them on Amazon, whatever. Steamboat. You can get the carbon fiber ones if you wanted to. You know what I mean? So I would say, get yourself some carbon fiber versions. Yeah, that's what you need. Yes, bolts are arrows. Yes, they're short arrows, pretty much bolts. It's an old terminology. But there is a new crossbow, a new repeating crossbow on the market that is not been seen that much. It's not as well known, but it's made by an American company, and you can get one. You can order one if you wanted to, and it is more powerful, and it is just as compact as a steambow, and it is a repeating crossbow, and it's basically the mini striker. The mini striker has a lot more range and more power. It will hit harder. The bolts are slightly longer. It's a compact compound crossbow. It's not that big. It's a little package, but it packs a powerful punch. Now, crossbow arrows are not bullets. Okay, they're designed to pierce. Okay, they're not designed to basically cause. They don't do what bullets do, but doesn't make them any less lethal. I can tell you that. With the right arrowhead, they've been killing people for thousands of years. Do not underestimate a bolt or an arrow and its killing potential. It is, Honor. It is. I wouldn't say that. I do love the steamboat. I've seen something similar to that. It's good, like the X bow. Similar to basically the sling hammer, except it's shooting bolts, and it's pretty good too. It's fast, but I tell you, the mini striker is just powerful and fast. That's awesome. That's awesome, myself. But I'm telling you, this mini striker is by far, and I look at the different crossbows. Now, everything has its place, okay? I would say have both. Have the Steamboat Stinger AR-6 or the Vlad or whatever you like, for those little crossbow balls. That's good for indoor. Let's say an intruder comes in. That's good for that. This one is good if an intruder, if there's basically someone comes up to your car in a parking lot, in an empty parking lot at night. You know what I mean? Because it's got the range. It's got the repeating power. Well, I would say this, Airgun Johnny. There's a time for less than lethal, and there's a time for lethal. The one thing I do like about crossbows is that they are quiet. They don't make a big boom. They don't make a sound. Silent but deadly. Awesome. Myself. Yeah, the redback is pretty good. I will say the Horizon redback is awesome crossbow. It is. It's a good single shot pistol crossbow. Very good. I'm not. Ain't no doubt in that. Yeah, awesome. That's true, Hunter. How you doing, Angelique? Hello, Cole. I hope you know the rules of this stream. Do you know the rules? No blasphemy, no disrespect, no vulgar language, and of course, no minors. You follow those rules, you'll be just fine. They are, Airgun Johnny. They are. You know, I would, Hunter. I would be very pleased. Okay. As long as you follow those rules, you'll be just fine. Otherwise, well, you gotta go. You know? See, I love a good cross. I'm gonna test this though. I'm gonna test this bad boy. This is my new less than lethal, slingshot kind of target. Yeah, I got my slingshot right here. If you didn't understand it, explain it to me. I'll let you know what if it was a misunderstanding. I always try to clear out misunderstandings. Urban Redneck Games, just let me know and what I said, and I'll explain it to you as to the best of my ability. I'm a man of honor, So I will tell you, I do have kind of autism, like mild autism, like I'm number one in the spectrum. So there are misunderstandings with me on my everyday basis because not too many people understand autism. I'm mildly autistic, um, which makes me, which means a lot of people think autistic means retarded. No, autistic people can be very brilliant in certain things. It's just we're very socially inept. Um, Yummy. I love a good steak, Angelique. I'm about, after this, I'm preparing some chicken, um, and some vegetables. Today I had a air fried burger and some air fried, hand cut fries with my air fryer. So that's pretty good. I know no other way, Nancy. I'm not a liar. At least I try not to be a liar. You know, I do make myself mistakes, but I try to be as truthful and honest as I can be. A lot of people will lie to you out here and tell you bull crap. I will tell you something that's truthful, even if it hurts your feelings. That's how I am. Because I believe the truth is bitter. But it's bitter medicine, but you can't afford not to take it. You know? We got 5 likes. I'm loving that. It is a good one, but it's a single shot. It's a good one for a single shot. It's similar to the Mini Striker in a lot of ways, but it still is a single shot crossbow. The Mini Striker has an advantage in the sense it is a repeating crossbow that shoots multiple shots at a long distance. up to 50 yards with a lot of power behind it. That's the difference. Amen, Airgun Johnny. Amen. You know, I'm not trying to, that's a sin in the Christian world, lying to people, being untruthful to people. So I don't try to, I do my best not to commit that sin. Hello, Anna. Oh, whoa, no, you're a troll. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, Anna. Here's the rules. No blasphemy, no disrespect, no vulgar language, and above all else, no minors. You follow those rules, you can stay. If you don't, you can go. Thank you, Junior. Whoever you are. Yeah, I used to be thinking about getting one of those. Yeah. Have you ever tried fishing slingshot? Yeah, well, interesting. No, I have not. I haven't done any fishing lately. Most of the time it's with fishing poles, so it's a little bit different. So it's interesting. You know, Italy does have a lot of those catacombs in them, you know, which I'm starting to think that you have found some tunnels underneath your basement, and you are able to basically form your own little little shooting range down there. You know? Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. People need to eat. Hunting and fishing forbidden. How you doing, Red? So true, Hunter. Yeah, you can do dart fishing in that case. You know what I mean? You ever seen dart fishing? I've seen that on YouTube, you know. Basically, you're shooting with a little dart. You launch it from a slingshot and you reel it in. I always suggest basically getting yourself a slingshot rifle. You know, if you want to do that, I mean, that's perfect if you need to do a little hunting. Let's say you want to hunt some mid-sized game. You can launch a lead ball from a slingshot rifle. I would say, and I always say this. I had a friend who got basically a slingshot rifle that had tubes on it, and he regretted it because it didn't have the power, the speed, and the power. Always get a slingshot rifle that shoots flat bands. Trust me when I say you'll get the power and the speed with it. You know. You know. Okay. Any other questions, you know? I'm sorry to hear that, Colden. We all lose the people we love over the years. I know it's like to lose people that are close to you. It's very painful. But grief goes away in time. We all have, Colden. We all have people that we love, people that loved us, people that love us. It's just appreciate the people you have with you at the time. Appreciate the people that are still around, I would say. You never know when they're going to go away. How much do I bench? I mostly use free weights most of the time, so I haven't benched in a while. I lift with like 30 pounders, 25 pounder free weights most of the time. I do a lot of sit-ups. I do a lot of like sit-ups and push-ups. So, I haven't been to the gym in a while, so I have like home weights at home. I use like a lot of free weights, so I wouldn't know. I know I'm. Hello, XX. Goodbye, XX. Anyway, that being said, I thank you everyone for the 6 likes. We all basically make mistakes. We all basically sometimes, get off the wagon, the proverbial wagon, as we say. I'm getting back on the wagon with my diet. I made a mistake, and I'm trying to get back to healthy eating and exercising. And I'll achieve my goals if I stay focused. Thank you, Aragon Johnny. That's why I keep my moderators to the trolls out there. You can't come in here messing with me. Hello, Rebecca. Like I said, the trolls, I have moderators that review your channels. You know that, right? I would say go someplace else to find your jollies, Anyway, Rebecca, I'll get you familiar with the rules around here. No disrespect, no underage people, no blasphemy, and no vulgar language. No vulgarities. You stay with those rules, you can stay. If you don't, you can go. I don't tolerate trolls. Bottom line. 7 likes. I'm loving that. Yes, well, we all fall short in so many ways, we all make mistakes, but we stumble, but we keep trying. We make mistakes, we own up to it. The mark of a man is owning up to your mistakes, and moving forward. Not like like denying that you're perfect. Well, are you familiar with the rules around here, solids? You understand the rules? I have a mixed opinion of Andrew Tate. Says some good things that I agree with. Other things I really don't agree with at all. I know, but you can deal with them, Air Gun Johnny. I'm about to leave anyway pretty soon. I'm about to go off air in a couple minutes. So, I don't know why you're here. I'm not a gamer. This is not a gaming channel. This is an outdoor hobbyist channel, Epic Gamer. This is not your kind of deal, you know? Hello, Braves. It was an okay day. Anyway, I'm a hobbyist, but I'm also trying to get in my best physical shape, as you can see. Well, hello, Jamal. I'm an outdoorsman. Um, I live near the backwoods, so. Yeah, they are organized, but they're a bunch of kids. So I'll throw them out. But it's like, I don't really, if they're just kids, doing prank, like doing trolling, I can understand that. I was a kid once too. I used to do that stupid stuff before the internet. It was called, I used to do stuff on like that on the CB radios. I used to do prank phone calls before the internet. That's what you did. The only people that I really do I really do like pity and also have contempt for at the same time is basically grown people doing it. Doing this trolling thing. You know, when it comes to the kids, right? Here's the thing. I watched this YouTube video a while back of a kid, probably about these trolls age are doing. He's doing something far more productive than most of these young kids today. He built his own submarine mm-hmm. out of basically like pipe parts and stuff like that. He built his own submarine. I'm like, this is a kid about 15. This boy, he's from a middle class family. He's a white kid, and he built his own submarine in his garage. Now, you can tell me that's not a kid that's not going places right there. That kid is just a genius right there. That boy, I got a respect for that boy because he's a genius. I mean, he's got it. He's got it real. He ain't trolling like these other, these stupid kids here. He actually built his own freaking submarine. How many of you trolling kids did something like that? Christina. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I know. Yeah, I mean, it's like that's the most productive thing I've seen, Yeah, it is cool. It is cool. It's on YouTube. You see kids like that. They're just amazingly exceptional kids. This kid just built his own submarine. He's riding his own submarine. Yeah, but you get too old for that, Airgun Johnny. Well, Christina, here are the rules, Christina, since I haven't seen you here before. No disrespect, no blasphemy, no underage people, and no vulgar language, if you please. I try to stray away from that as much as possible. I really don't like to talk about politics that much. Yeah, I'm a Christian. I'll talk about my faith. But, it's the world. It's just the things of this world, It doesn't really matter, because we're all kind of like, this world is only temporary. You know, what goes on around this world, there will come a time when basically that won't be around no more. You won't have to think about that. You know? That sometimes, and yes and no. There's been studies done showing that the technology it messes with kids' brains and it makes them actually somewhat dumber. Actually, the effects of social media on children has not been positive. They're developing brains. I'm just saying. I mean, you have, for example, the people at the Silicon Valley don't let their own children play with smartphones. That says something, you know. Oh, you gotta go. You sound stupid as hell. I don't have a cat. Go on. You know, ask that not astronaut dude, whatever. To my moderators, get rid of him. No, man, or I'm gonna get rid of him. I'm not saying. Here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying technology. I'm not saying that technology is always a bad thing. I'm saying that the current technology is not always a good thing either. You know, you have to understand. I grew up in a time before the internet. Okay, I'm late Gen X here. You're talking to late Gen X. I grew up in the VHS era. Okay, so I remember a time before the internet. You know, I could still live without the internet because I remember how to live without the internet. Many people who grew up in the internet age, well, they don't. Who are you, Logan Foster? What do you want? Well, here's what you can get. Out. Thank you, Aragon Johnny. Oh, I love that 8 thumbs up. I mean, that 8 likes. I'm loving that. I'm loving it. I understand, Nomad. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, Gen X is a different generation than you. I mean, we didn't grow up on the internet, okay? Then you gotta go because you're not allowed to be here, Malachi. Get rid of Malachi. Rules are rules. Yeah, the VHS era. That was a good time, wasn't it? Some of the best, like, low-budget movies were in the VHS. Yeah, but get rid of Malachi. He's underage. Get rid of him. If you don't do it, I'm going to. Yeah, I know. I know it is. You know, I would say this. Get off the video games, kids, since you're watching me so much. Get off the Minecraft, get off the gaming, and get out into the woods. Get out into the real world. Have you ever been into a real fist fight? Have you ever shot a real weapon? No, you probably haven't. Maybe you should experience that for yourself, you know? It's okay, Airgun Johnny. Gaming kids, they've never been out in the real world. They talk about all the wonderful gaming worlds, right? There's a big world out there, you know? Exactly. They think that they play Call of Duty and they know firearms. Or they think they can play a medieval game and they know, swords and bows. They don't. They don't. Exactly. It's terrible. Like I said, I have a lot of criticisms of the Gen Zs, the millennials. Exactly, Airgun Johnny. Well, you got kids, Airgun Johnny. I hope you keep your kids away from this kind of techno stuff, away from social media as much as you can, and its influence. That's true, Airgun Johnny. So I would say if you got kids, the best thing you can do is get them off the social media, get them out in the real world. Amen. Teach them some real world skills like I was taught when I was a kid. If you have a son, you're going to need to do that. You're going to need to basically get on your son's tail. You need to make sure your son isn't soft. He isn't effeminate. You've got to make sure he's tough as nails. That he can handle this world. Well, this ain't Discord, and you can go. This ain't Discord. Airgun Johnny, please remove Waylon, whatever you want to call yourself today. That's where a lot of these trolls come from. They come from Discord. Thank you, Airgun Johnny. Like I said, there is hope for the next generation. Seeing a boy, from the suburbs build his own submarine out of, in his garage. That's amazing. Then you can go too. Get your Discord ass out of here. You don't belong here. Keep your ass on Discord. How about that? I don't play. You know me, okay? I'm as honest as it gets. Am I the type of one that's going to play with somebody? Hell no. I'm from the 90s. I spent my teen years in the 90s. One of the most roughest times. If you don't know, crime was high during the 90s, okay? Drugs were rampant in the 90s, okay? A lot of bad things happened in the 90s. The 90s wasn't all sunshine and lollipops, okay? Your sister-in-law needs to be slapped in her mouth. Mm-hmm. Nancy. Mm-hmm. So did I. Mm. Airgun Johnny, so did I. Mm. A lot of people look at the 90s, oh, it was a great decade. No, it wasn't a great decade for growing up. Mm. It was a rough decade. But you know what? I lived through it. I survived it. Mm. That was the most roughest decade you can grow up in, just about. You got these millennials soft as a bread. You got these Gen Zers soft as bread. You don't know nothing about the 90s, kid. Crime was high. Violence was high. Drugs was high. Come on now. Hello, Christopher. Well, you never lived through the 90s? Obviously, you didn't. Yeah, there was a combination of the two, Brian. Yeah, I know, Nancy. It was a rough era to grow up in, I can tell you that. Um, there is no Discord here, Vint. Like I said, I don't really accept trolls around here, but if you get out of line, you know what's going to happen. To the trolls out there, I got moderators watching, so don't slip up. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I mean, they don't even understand how rough the 90s was. These kids today, they don't understand, you know? It was a rough time to grow up. If you were blue collar, it was rough, okay? You don't know how easy, it's a little bit easier to be a millennial. Yeah. You can go. Yeah, you can go. Yeah, I don't really accept any kind of guys from that particular website. You know what I mean? But if I say this, I mean, you know, this generation isn't hopeless. I'll say this: there's some hope for this generation, particularly the Zoomers. There's hope for them, especially the male Zoomers. You know, there's been a study done showing that like male Zoomers, like Gen Z men are more conservative. The only like obtuse to that is that Gen Z women are more liberal. So it's very interesting. You know. That being said, To a certain extent, yes and no. I mean, Gen X was the generation that had to deal with the 1980s stock market crash, particularly in America. It was pretty bad. I mean, there wasn't a lot of jobs to go around during the night when Gen X was first coming into the workforce. Um, oh yeah, I remember like when pro wrestling when I was a kid. When WWF was pretty big, I learned a lot of those wrestling moves. Some of them actually do work, like the spine buster. I tried those on the streets and they worked. Yeah. Yeah, I'm rural, but I've been in both environments, like a little bit of rural, a little bit of urban to a certain extent. I've been in both environments to a certain extent. Like I say, I've been in low cost housing. I've been in rural areas. I've been in both. So, um, but like I'm saying, I mean, these kids today, they don't know. They don't know. No, but I've seen quite a few crackheads in my time. I've met all sorts of drug addicts. Sadly, he's dead, Nancy. A lot of my wrestling heroes from the 80s wrestling era are dead. From the heels to the baby faces, with the exception of a few are still alive. Mostly all of them are dead. Roddy Piper, Rick Rude, many of them are just gone. They're gone. Hulk Hogan's still around, but very few are left. Dutch Mantel still alive, but that he did. Red. No, I haven't, Nancy. Well, IRS. Oh yeah, he was an interesting wrestler. I think he's gone too. I think he's dead too. Sadly. I'm not sure if he's dead or not, but a lot of them are dead. It's like a lot of those wrestlers are dead. It's very sad. Some great wrestlers. Well, I hate to break it to you. You can look them up. Most of the wrestling legends of the 80s, his son, yeah, his son's still alive, but are dead. Most of the guys from that era are dead. And I mean, it's the last great era of wrestling was the 80s. And that was it. Dead. Airgun Johnny. Recently died. He's dead. Yeah, you can blame it on steroids, maybe. I don't know. A lot of the guys from the air, they took a lot of steroids, and it messed up their heart, I guess, and they died very young ages. They died in their 50s, most of them. But you can look it up of all the wrestlers, the wrestling legends, and see how many. The basically the one of my favorite tag teams of all time, the Road Warriors. They're dead too, both of them. Sadly. Yeah, that's what happens. There's a movie coming out from the 70s era. It's about the Von Erichs called The Iron Claw. I want to see that one. I would say this. A lot of movies that are coming out right now don't have the woke in them for some reason. I'm seeing some movies like movies make a like movies that are not woke, movies that are not like liberal, make a comeback. I mean, it's like really you got movies like a biopic about the Von Erich family, called The Iron Claw. It's a wrestling family. The tragedy that happened there. You got movies like The Beekeeper with Jason Statham that looks from the trailer, it doesn't look like it has a woke bone in his body. It just looks like a fun, almost 80s style action film that you haven't seen in a long time. Like you have a masculine man, white man, so politically incorrect, like standing up against the bad guys. I mean, you haven't seen that in a while. And you have like the Toxic Avenger remake coming out. I mean, you're starting to see like the post woke era, which is you're starting to see movies come out that are basically that go against that woke kind of cookie cutter thing, which is really cool, by the way. I mean, this year a lot of movies that are like not woke are coming out, which is really cool. Like The Beekeeper. Check out The Beekeeper for this the trailer for that. I was really impressed with it. You don't see movies like that much anymore. Maybe we're seeing like a turnaround. Like 80s style action movies are making a comeback. If you love those type of movies, I would suggest like if you have Tubi, right? Turbo Kid. That is a great homage to the 90s and 80s, like Mad Max ripoffs. There's a great homage to that. Turbo Kid, I would suggest it. Turbo Kid. I would suggest that one. It's a Canadian film. But it doesn't. It's a low budget film, but it's a great film to watch. It's great. It's so entertaining. Yes. Well, we both have good taste in movies here. Did you ever get that? Did you ever get your own type of throwing spear? Urban redneck. Yes, there's a free movie site called Tubi. It takes ads, but you don't have to sign up for it or nothing, and you can buy a lot of like movies that you don't get anywhere else. Not anywhere else, but you get like some cool stuff. Some stuff like the original Toxic Avenger, and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I remember that one. That was a good Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. I haven't watched that in years, by the way. I used to be a big fan of Jean-Claude Van Damme. Mm-hmm. Well, welcome, Aragon Johnny. I hope you'll be shooting crossbows in the future. You should get yourself some crossbows, man. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Nancy. See you, Aragon Johnny. It's been nice talking to you, brother. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah, I remember that movie. That was a great movie, by the way. This slingshot I really like. It's a good pocket shooter. I like flat bands, by the way. This is actually a simple shot Scout X. As you can see, it's a Scout X. Now you can do this with it. You can do that if you wanted to, but I prefer this way, the hammer fist grip. You know, I like the yeah, I like different kinds of projectile weapons. All right. Well, I hope you get that spear, brother. You could find a spear like that on Amazon. In American currency, it's $30. I don't know what's going to be in euros, but it probably be maybe slightly more expensive, maybe about $70 in euros. I don't know. You know, but you can get those throwing spears if you want them on Amazon or eBay, whatever you like to do. And if you wanted to, I would suggest you get a either a Steamboat Stinger AR6 or the new and improved um or the new and improved Mini Striker by William Tell Archery, an American company. Your choice. Or if you wanted to get something like this, this is a lot of fun. Awesome. Awesome. Pro Diablo. I usually buy simple shot slingshots or other slingshots. I have another slingshot in there. But that being said, you can get this is a lot of fun if you want to have some fun. It's good planker. It's good for shooting us like mid-size or small game. If you want to hunt with this, it can shoot bolts, and like it's got a built-in magazine for basically steel ball bearings. It's a lot of fun. It's got a maximum range of like 50 yards. It's got a 90-pound draw, so it's you can pull it back easily. If it's only 90 pounds. It's got a safety. You can put all the bells and whistles on it if you wanted to. Got a flashlight, a laser, everything you need. You could even put like a bayonet if you wanted. You can actually put a bayonet on it if you wanted that. But it's awesome. You got a Pro Diablo slingshot. That's awesome. Well, this has been a lot of fun, people. A lot of fun. But all good things come to an end, and time flies when you're having fun. It really does. And we've had a lot of fun, And God bless everybody, But I'm going to have to go off air and recharge my phone. And I'm probably going to use the exercise bike. So just remember, if we basically, fall short, we can always get back up and keep going. Own up to your mistakes, The Mini Striker. Now you can get this crossbow, which is basically the extreme power crossbow hybrid. The company that makes it is William Tell Archery. If you go to that website, you can get this crossbow and the Mini Striker if you wanted it. Welcome, Nancy. Welcome. So you can get both if you wanted to, or if you can get one at a time, whatever, or whatever tickles your fancy. The Mini Striker is there's several versions of the Mini Striker. There's a single shot Mini Striker. There's the pistol version, which is basically the multiple, which is basically the repeating version. That being said, it's been nice talking to everybody. God bless you, and have a have a peaceful evening.